Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, we are going to get into my fall makeup drawer. Can you believe it? It's fall season, or about to be. I'm sure I'm going to post this when it's like officially fall because I am pre-filming. That's why it looks like summertime in the background. But I'm going to show you all the makeup that I'm going to be focusing on for this season. I like to rotate my makeup so I can use all the things that I have since I have a bigger collection. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty. I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Just so happy that cooler weather is coming back. It is hot here in Texas most of the year, but when it starts getting fall and the nights get a little cooler, it's so refreshing because usually it feels like a sauna whenever you walk outside, and it makes it harder to enjoy my backyard and my patio and all that. So I'm looking forward to this fall season. And normally I'm a summer girly, but for some reason maybe I'm just becoming more of a delicate flower and cannot handle heat like I could when I was younger. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting old maybe. But I did forget to, or not forget, I did not get a chance to post my summer daily makeup drawer. I usually do this for every season, but my summer was hectic. If you guys have been watching me, you know there's a lot been going on in my life. I just got married, I went on a honeymoon, and then my collab with It's Spelled Cosmetics came out. So life's been hectic, but I'm trying to get caught up and, you know, get some more regular content for you guys and be a better YouTuber. I always say that and I never become a better YouTuber. But anyways, I'm going to do like a bird's eye shot of everything that's going on in my makeup drawer, like some eyeshadow palettes, you know, face products, foundations and all that, because I tend to focus on more hydrating products. During the winter time, I'm not as oily, or fall time, not winter. We're not in winter yet. But I use less mattifying things as the weather gets a little cooler. So I'm going to show you all that. I'll probably do a bunch of swatches and then we'll wrap up the video. So I think we should now get into my daily makeup drawer. So let's get into my daily makeup drawer. So I'm going to start off with Complexion Products, then we'll move on to cheeks and lippies. So let's start off with primer. So I only added 2, nothing crazy. I threw in the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. I like it. It's nice and smoothing, and it's a nice one. It's not like the most mattifying or anything. It's just more a smoothing primer than anything. So I figured I could get away with this as it gets cooler here in Texas. Eventually, it's still hot. And then I put in the Estee Lauder, the Mattifying Shine Control Perfecting Primer Blush Finisher. This one has like a light, soft matte finish, but it feels more like a lightweight moisturizer. It's not the most mattifying, which I'm not going to really need as it cools down here. So I figured I'd just get more use out of it because it's somewhat new to my collection and I haven't touched it in a while. Then for foundations, I put 3 in here. So I threw in the About Face, the Performer Skin Focus Foundation. It's not the best shade for me, but I want to use it up. I don't know, I just don't want to waste my money. So this is the M2 Cool shade. This one's definitely more of a hydrating, satiny foundation. And it doesn't last very well on me, especially when it's like super hot here. So I'm going to try to use it up more. It's a little on the peachy side. And I can get away with it now that I have like a tan still. But as I fade throughout the colder months, it will probably end up getting too dark for me. So to offset that, I threw in the NYX Bear With Me Blurring Tint Foundation in Soft Beige, which this one is on the lighter end. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to mix these two. This one is very lightweight and hydrating. Not the most long wearing, but it does lean more matte than the About Face one. So if I mix them, I think I could get like a good color for me as I start to get a little lighter. Then last but not least, I put in the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. This is definitely more on the hydrating end as well. This one is in 2N26. This one will probably be like the perfect shade for me on its own. I have like foundation everywhere. I'll wipe it off in a bit. But there it is. And this color will
probably do fine once I like lighten up. And I like it. It's really nice, hydrating. It looks beautiful on the skin. It just gives like a flawless finish. Let's go on to concealer. So I threw in the Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer. This is a luminous matte formula. This is like a satin matte. This one's really nice. This is in Vanilla Swirl. I think it's like a light medium neutral shade. Maybe it's light medium rosy, can't remember. But it is medium buildable coverage, and it is slightly on the luminous side. So play with that. I also threw in the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Dark Spot Corrector Serum Concealer. This one is also a, well, this is a natural finish, and it is a buildable formula. And this one is nice too. I just haven't used it in a while, so that's why I'm throwing it in my drawer, just so I can like use it up, or at least try to. This one is in light warm. I like to use warm concealers in their eyes for brightening. And then I threw in the Fenty Beauty one. This is the Wear Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. This one has like the most coverage. I'd say it can go from medium to full coverage. It's on the lighter side, but if I want to do like extra glam, I think this would work well. And even though it says it's hydrating, I do feel like it leans more matte. Like it does dry down to more of a matte finish. So I don't know where the hydrating aspects come from, but it's a nice one, and it's fairly new to my collection, so I want to play with it some more this season. And then for powders, I threw in the Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous Powder and Carrots. I love being glowy during the holiday time. I also like using this in the summer as well, but I haven't touched it in a while, so I'm going to pull it out. It's more of a finishing powder, but it has a gorgeous sheen to it. I love also like putting this all over my like chest if I have like, you know, a top that's showing my décolletage. I always usually add it during this time of the year into my makeup drawer. And I think Jaclyn Cosmetics are going out of business. I don't know if they exist anymore. And then I threw in the Aqua Assurance Compact Foundation. I haven't used this in a long time, and it's a new one. This is a natural, and I really like this, and I want to rediscover it because I remember using it all the time, and then when I bought a new one, I haven't touched it since. So I'm going to pull this out. This looks really light for me, but it's going to match as I fade, and it does oxidize, but it's so creamy, like to the touch. It's like really buttery, and sometimes I just want a powder foundation and not have to go in with like a liquid product. So now for the chic products. So let's start off with bronzer. So I threw in a stick bronzer from Cosmetics. I've had this for a while. I want to try to get through it. This is the So Soft bronzer stick in summer, and it's really pretty, and I think it'll work fine for me in the fall. It leans a little warm, but it blends so well. It's very creamy and easy to work with, and it does dry down to more like a matte finish. Then I have one powder bronzer. Well, no, two powder bronzers. One that's matte, which is this Minted one, or I would say it's more of a satiny one. This is in Beach Bum, and it's a really silky formula. Leans a little bit more warm than the Cosmetics one. Now, next to it, the Cosmetics one is looking a little bit more cool. But I really like this one, so I want to play with it more. And then I threw in the Unearthly Cosmetics High Temp Glowing Bronzer that came out during the summertime. And every now and then I like using a glowy bronzer, and I like that this leans more on the reddish side since I have cooler undertones. And you can see it's a lot more cooler. This does have sheen and, you know, like sparkle to it. And sometimes I like to go in with like a cream bronzer and then go over with like a glowy powder bronzer. So I could see myself mixing them together, but not too much bronzes. And then we'll get into blushes. So I have 3 powder blushes, some stick ones and some liquid ones. I like using more liquid products when it gets cooler. So I threw in the NYX Buttermelt Blush and Feeling Butter. This one is like a brownish terracotta. It is a sheeny one, and it's so pretty. I like using deeper tones in the fall, maybe more like a dramatic blush moment, but I like a dramatic blush moment all the time. Then I threw in the Give Me Glow Hey Honey matte powder blush. They just rebranded and like came out with new packaging for all their products, and I believe they still sell this one, but I love a mustard blush, especially in the fall. It just gives beautiful warmth to the cheeks. Don't be afraid of a mustard blush. It looks so pretty on the cheeks. And then the last one that I added was this one from Unearthly, the Elva Flower Blusher in Water Lily. This one, it's like a deeper kind of reddish pink shade. Or did I even describe that right? I feel like there's like a reddish berry tone to it, but it's pretty. It has like a little satin sheen. They don't sell these anymore from Unearthly, but I love them. I'll never get rid of them. I think they're so pretty. I wish they would bring these back, actually. They're so nice. And then that's it for powder. Let's get into the stick blushes. So I threw in the LYS stick blush in Focus. This one's pretty new to my collection, so I want to play with it some more. It's a glowy mauve shade, and it's pigmented, but you can really sheer it out, or you can go all in with a bold cheek moment. It's so pretty. This is one of the satiny glowy ones. And I also threw in the Persona stick blush in Jam. It's a berry shade, and come on, who doesn't love a berry moment in the fall on the cheeks? This one's a little bit more sheer, not as pigmented, but this one dries down to more like a matte finish. Look at that. You can do like the cold girl effect with that. And I think that's it for stick blushes. And then I threw in this liquid blush from Tarte. This is the Man Eater Blush Glow Cheek Plump in Strawberry. So just a reddish pink. And I love more reddish blushes during this time. But definitely leans a little pink. This one is a serum-y, more thinner texture to it, but it's nice and blendable, and I really like this formula. And the other one that I have in here is this one from Juvia's Place, their liquid blush and Blush Lily. When I am really tan, like when I have a lot of color to my skin, it doesn't look the best because it, to me, it leans kind of light, like a light pink lavender. But as I fade, I think it's going to work fine. And these are super pigmented, and I love a lavender blush. So I want to use this because I haven't touched this in a long time. So those are my blush options in both powder and liquid. And we'll get into face palettes after I go over all the single products in here. Now let's get into the highlighters. So I have the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter in What a Brat. It actually came out with a glowy blush in What a Brat, but I know I'll get some use out of this in the cooler months. It's a very sparkly, slightly icy pink, but it's so pretty. I also love using this as a like blush topper. I love this so much. It's so fun and sparkly. And then I also threw in this highlighter from Unearthly. This is in Moon Tears. This is pretty new to my collection, and it's more of a kind of champagne-y one, but it has like blue sparkle in it, and it's super sparkly. You want to be like glitzy glam, you can totally use it for that. And then I threw in these two highlighters that are probably going to be more like blush toppers for me, but the Fruit Lighter and Quench, these are from Cleona. They're so pretty. Look at that. It's like a pinky shade. It's so pretty. And then the one in Crisp, which is like a reddish highlighter. It's going to look so pretty over the blushes I have in here. And one other highlighter that is also more of a true highlighter. This is from Jaclyn Cosmetics in Iced. It's a nice icy champagne. It's smooth. It's not as sparkly. It's more of a smoother sheen formula. These all have sparkle, which I don't mind sparkle, but every now and then I just want a more smoother highlighter, and I love that one. Then the last thing I added was the Unearthly Cosmetics liquid highlighter that was in their Night Terror collection. I think I'm going to use this more to mix with the liquid blushes that I added. I'm not totally sold on how it looks as a highlighter. I feel like it doesn't have enough sheen, but this like lavendery moment, it's going to look so pretty, like mixed in with like the one from Juvia's Place, the Blush Lily. Ooh, those would be a good combo. So I'm going to try that out. Just get some use out of it since it's pretty new to my collection. One more highlighter that I want to show you that I'm going to add, and I just did this on the whim, but I'm going to add the other Fruit Lighter in Sour. This is an icy green, and I think for like Halloween time, this will be really fun to use. So I'm going to put that one in there too. So now let's get into the face palettes. I didn't add that many. Normally I add a lot more, but I brought in the Catch Yourself White palette from Adept. I think this is supposed to be like an eyeshadow palette, but I really use like these as highlighters. And since it's not going to be as hot, I can use these more creamy ones. They don't do well on like high heat, but when it's cool, they're actually really pretty on the cheeks. I've kind of warmed up to this formula. And then this one is just like a iridescent shifty highlighter, depending on like what colors or what edge you stick to. And then this one is more for the eyes, but I mean, obviously I'm not going to be using that on my cheeks like that, but maybe I'll throw it into a look here and there. But I wanted to use it some more. It wasn't my most favorite Adept palette, but I spent my money on it and it was on the pricey side. So I'm going to try to get some use out of that. And then I have the Go Light highlighter palette from Unearthly. This one was in one of their, I think, Halloween mystery boxes, but there's 3 shades in it. Thirst is more of a glowy blush for me, which is fine. It's so pretty. It's like a pinky orange, and then Creepy and Crawly and then the Chilly work more as highlighter. So this is going to be more of a limey green highlighter, which will be different from this green highlighter. So we got variety, and then the one in Chilling is more of a purple highlighter, which I also love a purpley highlighter in the fall and winter time. It's like an icy one, but there's like a purpleness to it, like a lavender. I don't know if it's really showing up on camera. And then I pulled out the Oracle Chrome highlighter palette because I mean, it's like Christmas, not Christmassy, what am I saying? Halloweeny, and I might as well pull out my Halloween products during this time of the year. So I love these. They're all shifty one. Here's Lover, the Moon, the Sun. So I'll just swatch them here. I'm not like gonna do the best swatches. I don't know if you guys can even see them, but they all have different color shifts to them. And shifty highlighters are fun during this time. Here I am dropping things. So there they are. Probably like the worst swatches I've ever done, but I'm trying to be quick in this video. And then I'm going to throw in the Amy Loves. I think this is like a blush highlighter palette, or maybe it's considered just, no, this is just a blush palette. But I was like, I haven't used this in a while, ever since like I did that review. So I want to use it, and I didn't have a true red blush in the drawer yet, like in terms of like the single blush products. So I was like, oh, I could totally use that for the Cold Girl effect. And then Mishka is like a really cool pink on the lighter side, so I feel like I could probably use it more as I, you know, fade and lose my summer tan. There's those. And then these two are like just more like blush toppers. This one will work as like a icy kind of highlighter on me, and then Eris will probably work as more of a blush topper or just like a standalone glowy blush. I try to be thoughtful, like what would also add outside of like the single cheek products. So that is it for like face palettes. Now let's get into the eye products, and then we'll end with lippies because there's a lot of lippies. So this time I added some pigments that I thought would be really fun. And they're all like Halloween, autumn, fall themed pigments. So I have these ones from Ensley Rain, which I think was part of their Harvest Moon collection. So it's like, I'm going to get some use out of this. It's like Autumn Whisper. These are so pretty, so stunning. So I was like, yes, I need to use them. I'm not going to give you guys the best swatches. I'm going to be real. And then there's this one called Harvest Haze. And this one has like green to it. I don't even know if those are picking up because it's so bright in here. I also have a one called Lit Pumpkin. Like, come on, isn't that like such a cute name? It's like an orangey, sparkly shade. There is a shade called Ghost It, which is like a cool kind of taupey shade that has like silver sparkle in it. Great if you want to do like nudie looks. I know my swatches are just too light because I don't want to actually open them up. And then I have Kiss of Death, which is like a, you know, intense, like shifty purple reddish one with orange as well. I just love these a lot. They're beautiful pigments. I also love using them on my nails. And then I added one of the Fruity Realm pigments from It's Belle. This one is a beautiful, like blue purple shifty one. It's so pretty. I'm gonna try not to drop that. Okay, so this one is not as hard to open. Oh my god, look at that. These work better when they're like wet. So it's gonna go on sheer. But like if you use a wet brush or tacky like glitter primer, they're so intense. So those are it for the pigments that I added. And then I want to get more use, well, even though I'm getting a lot of use out of these are the liners from the Avatar collection from Lethal. They're so pretty. And some are just like matte ones and like a solid color, and then there are multi-chrome ones. And I just threw them all in here because I figured like for fall looks, for Halloween looks, these will all work so well. I bought all of the duals. But they're all really pretty colors. I'm not going to swatch them all out just to save on time. But they're just a bunch of good colors. Green ones, reddish ones, burgundy, blue, this beautiful iridescent one. I use that all the time on looks. I just like to add like liner details to a lot of my makeup looks. So I threw those in to the drawer. And then I threw in some palettes. They're all like Halloween or like fall kind of color stories. Well, I actually think they're all Halloween themed. I really wanted to commit to the spooky vibe. So I threw in Spooked from Gourmand Girls. It's one of my favorite palettes from them. I love the mix of like the nudie tones with the pops of color. Formula is beautiful in these. I love the metallics. I'm not gonna swatch them all because I honestly don't have time, but the formula is so good from these like spooky palettes that they did with Doodles by the Bunny on the design and everything. Look how pretty those shades are. Then I pulled in the It's Frickin' Bats palette. This was a collab with, now she's called Batty Bean, but before she used to be Beaute Bean with Shroud, which I haven't heard anything from Shroud in a while. Are they still selling makeup? Now that I think about it. But I haven't used this one in a while. And I was like, oh god, this is so pretty. I need to play with it. It's such a gorgeous color story. And she likes shades that I also really love. So I figured I need to just pull this back out. Get in the spooky season feels. Like, look how gorgeous these swatch. This is one of the best palettes that I tried from Shroud. Batty Bean did such a good job with that. Then I threw in the Bella Beaute Bar Recently De-Influenced one, which I think was their Halloween themed palette from last year. I was like, I need to use this more. I haven't touched it that much since like my review, and I did a couple looks off camera, but I want to pull back into it because it's so pretty. I love it. So I'm just gonna swatch shimmers, one matte. They have like such beautiful shimmers, but their mattes have gotten so good too. Whew, love these. Then I pulled in my Chucky palette. I mean, we need to get smoky glam, get the spooky vibes too going with this one. But look at that. It's a beautiful berry burgundy purple smoky goodness. And this is so good. I really love this one from Glamlight. Like, it's so pretty. Look at these shades. I didn't clean off the other swatch very well, but it's fine. These are just so good. I'm going to just live my vampy kind of vampire life with this is I feel like it gives me those like gothic smoky looks. This is so good. Oh, come on, the theme, perfect for this time. And then I wanted to pull out an Oden that I feel like I have not touched in a while, and this was when Unearthly Cosmetics was called Alien Cosmetics, and this was a collab with Cindy Nicole Adams. I have not played with this in a long time, and I used to really love this. Spooky October season, all coming through this, and I was like, yes. Let me pull it out. This has really, really good mattes in here, and there's only 2 iridescent shimmers. The rest are matte, so I feel like I could pair this with like a lot of all shimmer palettes that I have in my collection that have been coming out, like my All I Ever Wanted one I just got from Unearthly. I think they're all so good, and I need to just give love to some things that are older in my collection. That's why I do these makeup drawers, just to rotate through makeup and get use out of more things that I have not touched in a while. And then for the last thing is I made a little custom palette color story with my singles. I was inspired to do this by Beauty and the Frizz. I think she does a like build your own palette every month and goes kind of with like the vibe, I think, every month. So this is my little custom palette. I wanted to do a very fall kind of color story. I have some singles from Cindy Grace. They're the only brand that I have matte singles from, so I pulled the colors I thought matched this season. Then I have some Ensley Rain ones, like right here. I believe these are Ensley Rain. This is Davina. I believe that one's Davina too. These are from Cleona, and these are Oden's Eyes. I can live swatch some of them. So like this silvery one is from Oden's Eye. This one right here is the Rain. I think this was from their Harvest Moon collection. And this one right here from Oden's Eye. Look at these shades. They're so pretty, so stunning. They're giving all the good fall vibes. And then this one right here from Divina, and some iridescence from Cleona. Look at that. I think this one, oh, this one's also Divina. This one too. So I try to make sure I had like inner corner highlights, deeper shades, mid-tones. Aren't those gorgeous? So I'll throw out like the swatches of all of these. I just wanted to have a good variety. I love using like plummy purple tones, grungy tones, greens, and then I figured I'd add like a nudie roll if I want something chill, because I've been enjoying more nudie looks than doing a pop of color in the inner portion. And I figured this would give me a good chance to use singles in my collection. Now let's get into lippies. So I threw in the Wicked Widow liquid lipstick in Dark Desire. This was in their Love Bite collection. Look at that. It's a liquid lipstick. It's a beautiful purple, so vampy. I also threw in a bunch of like Give Me Glow ones. They have new packaging now, but this is She Wolf. Yes, it's like a grayish taupe. Oh, sexiness. I love cool tones too on the lips during this time. Let me also throw another liquid lipstick. So then I brought Grim. This is from Unearthly. This is a liquid lipstick formula, I believe. Like, look at that cool tone brown. That is sexiness. I also pulled in Cruel from Unearthly. It's just also a liquid lipstick. It's a very beautiful, like, cool toned pink. And they went along like the more Halloween kind of names. I have Fatal, which is a apricot shade, like a warm nude. I also love liquid lipsticks during the fall and winter as well. I usually use more like hydrating products in the summer. Then I have the Give Me Glow Wicked. It's like a purple, a grayish purple. Such gorgeous colors. I also threw in, of course, the Give Me Glow honey and whiskey and honey. Who doesn't love a mustardy lip too? It's gonna go with all my grungy fall looks. I threw in the Give Me Glow roasted marshmallows because it's not what we're gonna be doing this fall. Roasting some marshmallows on the bonfire. a beautiful, more warm brown, but deeper. So I have a cool brown, a warm brown, and of course I had to throw in a black liquid lipstick. This is from Unearthly and Savage. Just use this little look. I'm gonna be getting real spooky with that. I think that's it for like liquid lipsticks. Then I threw, oh no, I'm lying, one other liquid lipstick from Unearthly. It's in their old packaging. This one is in Mandy. I had to have an olive green, of course. Then I threw in these from Itspo. I picked up these lip glosses. This was part of their Under the Full Moon collection. These are the two colors that I did not have, and since they had, you know, they're closing up shop and discounted products, I was like, I'm gonna get these other two because I love this formula. But look at this shade, like a purplish berry, and these are so beautiful. They're more like lip creams to me. They last pretty well on the lips. This one is UTFM3. The other one was 1. Look at that. Oh, look at that cool tone. Goodness, cool tone. Kind of purplish mauve. Oh, that is so perfect for fall. I also threw in this. I haven't played with it yet. It's the Fat Oil Slick Click Lippy from NYX. This one is in Trending Topic. I haven't even opened it yet, but I was like, I need to actually get some use. I think this is a sheeny one, but is this not like a fall color? I think these are supposed to be kind of similar to the Maracuja ones. Well, they don't feel as thick, but they're definitely more on the sheer side. There is some glitter to it, and it does have like a scent to it. It smells good. I just thought like a lip oil in a stick form was interesting to me. I also got these two. They're new. The NYX Fat Oil lip drips. I also have some other shades in this formula. So I picked up a warm brown and like a purplish shade. Typical shades I'd go for. I haven't played with these yet either, but I already know I love this formula. Look at that. It's gonna give like such a beautiful tint to the lips, like a more berry purple tint. And then this one, which is Status Update. This one is called That's Chic, one I just swatched. And then let's get this one swatched. This beautiful brown moment. Oh yeah, beautiful warm brown. This one's definitely more on the pigmented side than the purpley one. Then I also threw in this lip oil from Unearthly. This one has like a, is it like a bluish hue? Yeah, a bluish hue. I mean, come on, this is perfect. I love using like these kind of lip oils because it gives like a darker tint to the lips and it looks so pretty. It's like kind of transforms your natural lip color. And then I threw in one liquid lipstick from KVD Beauty. This is the shade Milagro, but I was like, I need a true pumpkin orange. I do have one from Unearthly, but I haven't used this one in a while and I want to get some use out of it. This is why I put this one in there instead. And then I have some lipstick. So I threw in two from the Avatar collection from Unearthly Cosmetics. So I have the My shade, which is like a deeper kind of red, but it's like a deeper muted red. It's not like the deepest red, but it's definitely more on the muted end. And then Azula, which is more of like a fiery red. And I also love, well, more like a fiery orangey red, which I think would also be fitting for the fall season. So I put those in here. I really like these. These are more like traditional lipsticks. And then I threw in these two e.l.f. ones. These are the O Face lippies. I figured I need some more like lighter nudie shades. These are new to my collection too, these colors. So this is like a nude warm pink. This one is in Vocal, and then this one is in Hustle, which is a like nudie beige. Nudie warm beige. I was like, okay, I need some lighter tones. So if I'm not feeling all of this, I can go in this nudie section. But that's it for my daily makeup drawer. All the products that I'm going to be focusing on for the fall season. And hopefully I will come back and do a winter version of this. Sometimes I skip seasons because I get behind on things, especially if I'm traveling a lot. But that is it for everything. Now we can get back to my face.
We're at the end of the video, and I hope you really enjoyed seeing my fall makeup, things that I'm going to be focusing on, how I'm a seasonal type of bee. But I hope you enjoyed the swatches and getting to see the makeup up close, and maybe this inspired you to go through your makeup, pull some stuff out for the season. Now, of course, you don't have to do this. You can wear whatever you want any time of the year, but I just love to rotate through my makeup and use things that coordinate with the time of the year that I'm in. That's just what I'm into. But you guys gonna have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below. Do you do a daily makeup chore? Do you rotate through your makeup, or do you just wear whatever you want any time of the year? What's your favorite season? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have my other daily makeup drawers linked. I will also have my makeup linked, my face, foundation, all that. And I forgot to mention in the beginning, I actually have the Archeo palette on my lids right now. This is from Cleona. I did a video using this palette, so I'll link that video to put it up somewhere in the corner. I also tried out the fruit lighters from them. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. And I will have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Brici Lifestyle and Brici_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And I just hope you guys are having a wonderful fall season and just doing well wherever you are in the world. And I'm just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.